Hey there and welcome. Today we're going to talk about something that's probably draining money from your salon right now, and you might not even see it. It's a tiny oversight that could be costing you tens of thousands of dollars a year. We're going to show you exactly how to find it and, more importantly, how to fix it. Let's get into it. So let me just ask you straight up, is your salon secretly losing money? You probably feel like you've got a pretty good handle on your finances, right? The revenue reports look good, the margins seem healthy. But what if I told you there's a huge cost that's completely invisible on your profit and loss statement? Okay, so let's get right to it. This hidden profit leak we're talking about, the main culprit is your back bar inventory. All the professional grade stuff, the color, the keratin treatments, the styling products that your stylists are using every single day to create that magic for your clients. And this is where things get tricky, because you've really got two totally different kinds of inventory. On one hand, you have your retail products. That's easy, right? You buy a bottle, you sell the bottle, you track the profit. Simple. But the back bar, that's a whole different beast. You buy a giant tub of conditioner and it gets used pump by pump over dozens and dozens of clients. That cost is being consumed, not sold, which makes it a nightmare to track. And this quote, this hits the nail on the head. Your accounting software, whether it's QuickBooks or something else, is built for retail. It sees when you buy that case of color, sure, but it has absolutely no idea when your stylist uses 2 ounces of it for a balayage. That little transaction, the actual cost of performing that service, it just vanishes. Poof, it's an invisible expense. To really show you how big of a deal this can be, let's walk through a case study. We'll call this salon Bella Hair Salon, and I have a feeling her story is going to sound really, really familiar to a lot of you out there. All right, so looking at Bella's books for the month, on the surface, things look great. She brought in $18,500 in services. She spent about $2,400 on all of her products. That's retail and back bar all lumped together. That leaves her with what looks like a super healthy gross profit of over $16,000. So based on those numbers, Bella thought she was running an operation with an incredible 87% profit margin. I mean, she figured she was absolutely crushing it. And who could blame her? The numbers on the page looked fantastic. But here's the kicker. What about all the stuff that was actually used up to make that revenue happen? The color, the gloss, the deep conditioners, where did the cost for all that go? Well, once we actually started digging, the real story came out. That month, Bella's salon had used up $868 worth of back bar products. You can see how it breaks down here. Almost $400 just in color alone. This entire amount was a direct cost of her services, but it wasn't being counted that way at all. And this is the gut punch moment. Once we properly accounted for those invisible back bar costs, along with her other expenses like payroll and rent, Bella's true profit margin wasn't 87%, it was only 25%. That is a staggering difference. It's the gap between thinking you're thriving and realizing you're just scraping by. Okay, take a breath. That was the scary part. But here's the good news, the really good news. This is a totally fixable problem. There is a clear, manageable path to find this leak and stop it for good. So let's talk about the solution. It all comes down to these 3 simple steps. First, you have to separate your back bar and retail inventory in your bookkeeping. They are not the same thing, so stop treating them that way. Second, you need a system, any system, to track what's being used for each service. And third, and this is where the magic really happens, you use that new data to analyze your business and adjust your service prices for true profitability. This whole process gives you a game-changing new number, your cost per service. This isn't just what you pay your stylist. This is the real all-in cost to perform a service, right down to the last drop of shine spray. And let me tell you, knowing this number changes everything. So what actually happens when you put this into practice? What does this look like in the real world? Let's go back to Bella's salon and see how this one change completely transformed her business. Okay, so armed with real data, Bella started making some seriously smart changes. She wasn't guessing anymore. She saw that color on long hair used way more product, so she started charging for it. Makes sense, right? She realized her keratin treatments had paper-thin margins, so she raised the price. She even trained her team on how to be more efficient with products. Small changes, all backed by data. And the results, whoa, they really speak for themselves. Before she started tracking her back bar, her true monthly net profit was sitting around $2,750. After she made those data-driven adjustments, her monthly profit soared to over $6,000. That's more than double the profit just from managing her costs better. Now let's put that in perspective. Annually, this one system change led to a profit increase of over $41,000 for Bella. That is life-changing money, and she found it not by finding more clients, but just by understanding the business she already had. And beyond the incredible financial gain, there's another benefit you can't really put a price tag on. It's the confidence. It's the peace of mind you get from truly, deeply knowing your numbers. No more guessing, no more anxiety, just clarity. So, we'll end with this thought. You've seen Bella's story. You've seen how a hidden leak was impacting her bottom line and exactly how she fixed it. The only question left is, what are your numbers and what might you be leaving on the table right now?